Hey everyone, it's Richard Metal Fan here, bringing you guys an old school album review. And today we're going to be looking into this album's 30th anniversary, and it's from a band that, well, a lot of people like and a lot of people hate. I dig these guys' stuff. And as you can see below the title, we're going to be talking about Body Count. And more in particular, we're going to be talking about their self titled debut album, which released on March 10th, 1992, through Sire Records. Now, Body Count, I'm pretty sure a lot of you are aware of, been around since the early 90s from Los Angeles, California. And of course, this is the band that has the rapper Ice-T, who you probably know, who was also an actor on one of my favorite shows ever, Law and Order SVU. And Body Count, or Ice-T, pretty much a lot of people know him. He started off in the rap game, but he also has a love for heavy metal because he grew up listening to like Black Sabbath and Slayer and stuff. And he also wanted to showcase his like rock and metal side. And so he has another buddy of his, Ernie C. And so basically, Ice-T and Ernie C started the Body Count um, in 1990, and then 91, and then 92 we have their debut. And this album is a little bit controversial. I mostly talk about like social and political issues ranging from like police brutality, which is crazy, it's happening today, and drug abuse. And I feel like it's a turning point in the career of Ice-T, and it pretty much has like a lot of the crossover. And it pretty much also talks lyrically about freedom of speech. And a lot of people say it helped pave the way for the success of the rap metal genre because, but the album itself doesn't feature rapping in any of its songs, although in most of the recent albums they have. I mean, of course, rap metal has pretty much existed even like after that, like bands like Korn and Linkin Park, Slipknot, pretty much have that style with that. But anyway, back to Body Count. This album I think is a pretty good album. Like, I know it had some shit with one of the songs, which I'm pretty sure a lot of you are aware of, which we'll talk about. But I dig it. It's really heavy. It has like moments of like punk rock and then just hardcore. It's pretty much all in one. And with this, let's just dive right into this song. Production is pretty great. It's pretty crisp. Just talk about like Ice-T's vocals. He has a really commanding voice. And then the guitar work from Ernie C. And I think Ernie does a great job on this. In my opinion, one of the most underrated guitarists, not just in rock and metal, but just in music in general. And then D-Rock, the Executioner, may he rest in peace, does a great job on handling just the backing up Ernie C. And then the rhythmic section of Mooseman and Beatmaster 5, may they both rest in peace, do a really great job. And then there's also the sampling from Shawnee Sean, and then Hype Man of Shawnee Mac. Blech, can't even speak today. Anyway, I've rambled on for about 3 minutes, so let's just dive into this album track by track. Now, starting things off is Smoked Poke, or the Smoked Pork. I can't even speak today, guys. Now, Smoked Pork is pretty much a 40-second filler. Now, this is the one people I think reason why people don't like this album or have a complaints with is like there's like a lot of like interludes, like intros leading into songs that are usually about like 5 seconds. My gripe is I feel like they could have just made it part of the song. They didn't have to like separate it. But anyway, Smoked Pork is just a 46-second filler, and it's pretty creepy for something so true. It pretty much had spoken word of like Ice-T or being like stuck on a road, and there was like a cop trying to help him. He's like, nah, that ain't my fucking job, and pretty much he recognized him saying, hey, aren't you? And then apparently he kills a cop. And then we leads into the next song, which is called Body Counts in the House. Now, I feel like this is pretty much Body Count's song that lets you know that they're here to start a great album. Has a really great riff and pretty much Ice-T repeating the name Body Count, Body motherfucking Count. And he pretty much introduces the band here. And then we get to Now Sports. Now, it's pretty much just a short little intro saying this week 17 youths killed in gang homicide. Now Sports. And then it leads into the title track of this album and the title track of the band, Body Count. Very energetic piece that broke the band when it originally appeared on Ice-T's rap album. Then it leads into yet another interlude intro called a statistic, saying, our statistic at this moment, there are more black males in prison than in college. Then it goes into Bowels of the Devil. Now, this song has a bit of an old punk vibe to it, with also little hints of blues in there as well. And then next up is The Real Problem, which is just Ice-T saying, the problem isn't the lyrics on the records. It's the fear of the white kids liking a black artist. But the real problem is the fear of the white girl falling in love with the black man. which is pretty crazy. Uh, Next up, we get to the next song, which is a very funny song called KKK Bitch. Now, this is a hilarious sequel to Ice-T's The Girl Tried to Kill Me, which is narrated about a tale of a fatal experience with a dominatrix. However, it's a case of having nasty sexual relationships with the doctor of the KKK, which is some crazy fucked up shit. um, Next up is a little instrumental called C Note, which is just a short minute and a half long instrumental. It starts off really slow and clean. It also has a really great guitar lead from Ernie C, and it really just showcases his guitar work. And then the band just goes right full force with the next song called Voodoo, which is just very fast and just full of energy. And then it just goes into The Winner Loses. Now, The Winner Loses is sort of a ballad starting off with a simple acoustic pattern and Ice-T just singing his heart out. And this song, from what I heard, it speaks of a friend Ice-T was wasting his life away because of cocaine. And the chorus here repeats a lot, but it just pulled off really well. And the song has like a cool guitar solo, and it pretty much sets like kind of like an emotional atmosphere. And the guitar solo lasts for ages, and the chorus sings, "You want to get high as the sky, you're kissing your life goodbye, you think it's a game, but the winners lose all the same day." And it pretty much ends with the chorus over the acoustic guitar, and I think it's a pretty great song. Then we get to one of the most well-known songs on here called There Goes the Neighborhood, which is pretty much one of Body Count's well-known songs. Really just in your face, just full on, and just pretty much talking about, I don't know, it's just some crazy shit. Then we get to Oprah, which is just another short little, yet another little interlude saying, "On Oprah today, we discuss male promiscuity, why men are constantly in the search for sex and new sexual partners." Then it goes into Evil Dick. Just similar to KKK Bitch. Evil Dick's just a fucking funny song. Like, it just says Evil Dick 1,000 times. Damn. And then we get to Body Count Anthem, which is just basically just of the same riff, like a bunch of riffs, and then just saying, but just mostly body count BC, body count repeated a bunch of times. And then we get to Mama's Gotta Die Tonight. Now, Mama's Gotta Die Tonight pretty much has the same guitar riff throughout the song. And the whole lyrics is based on Ice-T's. They're telling him not to hang with or trust with any other race. She said, "Don't trust white people, and they're no good." And it pretty much says Ice-T, and the song has an amazing climax to it. It's just freaking crazy. And right here I have is also the very rare edition of this album, which actually has the two songs which we'll call Out in the Parking Lot, which is just a little intro song that goes into probably the song that or the song that's very controversial to this, Cop Killer. And right here I have this version with Cop Killer on it. I managed to get, which I've heard this is very hard to come by. But I managed to get this at my used CD store for like $2 or $3. Like, somebody just had it, and I was like, what the fuck? It has Cop Killer on it. But yeah, this is a very controversial song, which talks about like the police brutality and a call to kill cops. And I heard the label initially defended the band's right to include it on the album, but the Body Count eventually just removed the track, and this is the short intro track called Out in the Parking Lot, and replaced it with Freedom of Speech, which is a song from my Ice-T's 1989 solo album. And I just think it's pretty weird, but I think Cop Killer, I think, is a good song. I'm pretty much just crazy with the world crazy with the times right now, and just pretty much cops are pigs. So yeah, overall, Body Count self-titled debut album, really good album. I know some people will like this band, some people don't like it. I dig these guys. So I had to give this album a score. I'm going to give this a solid 9 out of 10. So yeah, that's my review of the album, guys. Let me know in the comments what you guys think about it, and I'll see you all in the next video. And as always, keep it metal.